the 10th annual induction ceremony. You know, in 10 years, we have come a long way.
Legends just keep on growing. I gotta tell you, coming up next from BF Goodrich, I'd like to bring up a Hall of Famer himself, Sal Fish.
Pleasure and a privilege to be here with such a illustrious group. Rod and Shelby, you've done a great job from when it started off to being here. You know, I really believe that the reason there is a Off-Road Hall of Fame is for a person like Frank DeAngelo. Frank is not a racer. He hasn't built an off-road race car himself, although he has made sure that BF Goodrich has the finest pre-runner. Frank is the kind of person that was doing things for someone else, for the racers. I think that's the motto of his life. He's been very honest. He's just a righteous person, and his whole goal, I believe, in life is helping other people out. I had the opportunity to meet Frank back in 1974. At that time, he was a tractor-trailer driver for BF Goodrich back in Akron, Ohio. And for almost 40 years, he's become one of the best friends I've ever had, the best friend of off-road racing you'll ever find. His interest has been producing and helping produce one of the best and safest tires for our sport. He's done everything he can to make sure that he helps not only BF Goodrich branded tire people, but anyone out there that needs help with their pit support team. He was very instrumental with the Chevrolet program, that when BF Goodrich was original equipment on Chevrolet, Frank put together a program with scoop vessels and the first really professional team being sponsored by a tire manufacturer, and that was the Vessels Chevy Group. From there, he went in with Ford, and Ford was looking at ways to get exposure for their products, and they had the choice of going to NASCAR, Indy, drag racing, all kinds of other forms of motorsports, but Frank was able to convince them with his brainchild of the Rough Rider organization, which was an incredible thing when you think about it, putting together all those Ford vehicles running under one team, the Rough Riders. A group of the racers got together when they were building these trucks after racing in SCORE for a number of years. They said, you know, we need to get a little more exposure than we're getting in off-road racing. And Frank was instrumental in taking what they developed to NASCAR. NASCAR saw what a great opportunity it was to put these vehicles that were running off-road on the pavement, and today it's one of the most successful forms of motorsports out there. So there's 3 accomplishments. So you've done a lot of things behind the scenes, not to mention the safety deals that you and I would talk about when we were running around Baja together, a lot of innovation that he brought to the sport. He was very instrumental in putting together the first group of automobile manufacturers that have ever come together in motorsports and sat in one room and talked about rules and regulations. Frank actually helped behind the scenes me coordinate bringing the automotive manufacturers and the tire manufacturers into one room, and we talked about what we could do as a group to make sure the sport grows, and that's how we came up with the SCORE trophy trucks. It was incredible. Everybody voted on a set of rules and regulation. We kept that for a number of years. Without a doubt, to me, the most important rewarding thing is to have Frank as a friend, a true friend. Frank and I think have probably driven more off-road miles in Baja than any racer has, except for possibly maybe Ivan and Walker. He's been there helping when we go out to lay out a course. He's been there helping with the GPS, the people from BF Goodrich and the agency that he's with. It's just incredible.
You know, one of the things that's great about Frank DeAngelo is that he's a true cowboy. He's a guy who actually is an original Rough Rider. He rides horses on the weekend. There's a big parallel between off-road racers and cowboys. We all try to live by a code of ethics. Cowboys, they call it the code of the West. Frank embodies that all the time.
This weekend on Mexico's rugged Baja California Peninsula. Four-time Baja 1000 champ Mark McMillan of San Diego, California. In the pickup trucks, it was Scoop Vessels of Bonsall, California. And in the unlimited 2-seat buggies, defending champ Bob Gordon of Orange, California. McMillan won the battle by a matter of minutes over Vessels. Hi Frank, it's Mark McMillan, friend of yours for 35 years, and I'm honored to have won B.F. Goodrich their very first Baja 1000 championship in 1986, and 4 more after that, totaling 5. Congratulations on your award tonight. It's well deserved, and we're here to honor you. Thank you.
You know, it's a great thing when a person has the opportunity to take his vocation and then have it become his avocation, and truly Frank has done that. I'd like to thank the Off-Road Hall of Fame Committee for bestowing this honor upon Frank. Frank, congratulations.
Without Frank DeAngelo, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today. I first saw Frank DeAngelo in 1986 in Colorado 300 Desert Race. I ended up winning that race. I was on a different tire at the time, but I looked over and I saw that guy and I go, someday, I got to find out who that guy is. I knew he was with B.F. Goodrich tires, and I want to be part of his team, and that's one of my best choices that I ever made in my career, is becoming friends with Frank DeAngelo and on the BFG tire brand. Thank you, Frank.
Frank DeAngelo is one of those guys, when you get involved in off-road racing, as a young man you want to meet him, and as an old driver, those names, those relationships that I've built are because of the trust that Frank had in me. He knew if he invested in my goal in life, my dream, that his company would gain those benefits. I'm proud of that association, and I hope the future there's more Frank DeAngelos, and there's more companies like B.F. Goodrich that he represented that believe in the sport, believe in people's dreams, and got behind it with dollars and cents and made those dreams come true.
Frank helped us develop the framework to be a professional race team. Talking to him, getting ideas, working with Jackson and BFG. He's been a real leader for our team and really helped us organize it and get to the point we are today. Over the years, I've met a lot of people in the motorsports industry, but Frank really is different than most because he cares about the business and he cares about the racer.
And all the people I've worked with over the years, Frank DeAngelo, the honesty, the integrity of the man. If he can make something happen, he's going to make it happen, and if it's not there, he's going to let you know, and you got to respect that in the racing industry.
If you really break it down, at the end of the day, Frank is probably one of the most influential professionals in our industry. He carries this sport and makes it a better place for everybody.
Frank, it's been great working with you through all these years. Really proud of you for being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it's great. You deserve it. Really proud of you.
Hi everybody, I'm Ricky Johnson. I'm here to congratulate my friend Frank DeAngelo in the Off-Road Hall of Fame. Frank, well deserved, buddy.
Great honor being inducted into the Off-Road Hall of Fame. No one deserves it more than you for all the things that you've done for everybody over the years. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I just don't know what to say. I mean, I'm so impressed with the man. I'm so happy for him to be inducted to the Motorsports Off-Road Hall of Fame.
Things you taught me, good and bad. A lot of great memories, and then clearly the support you've had for me through my professional career and helping put things together and help advance me as a driver within the world of off-road racing and beyond. So happy for you, so proud of you, so thankful for the contributions you've made to motorsports, and enjoy. So happy for you, buddy.
Well done, Frank, and congratulations again on behalf of all of us at B.F. Goodrich Racing and all of us on the team that you've known for years and years. Thanks.
For the longest time, thought I was the luckiest guy in the world because there's not very many people that get to work in an area where they have a great deal of passion, and to be able to wake up every morning and go to work and work on something that is your passion, it has just been something that I've always wanted to be able to do and always have been able to do, and that's special.
Frank, I want to thank you as a friend very much.
Wow, thank you, Sal, for that spectacular introduction. I tell you, sitting over there listening to Sal and watching the video got me kind of choked up a little bit. But I'm truly honored and humbled at the same time to be here with so many great people. I've met so many folks during my career, and almost every one of them have become really, really good friends, and I just feel honored, privileged to be here tonight. So thank all of you. People do ask me, they say, what does it mean to you to be in the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame or to be inducted? And I thought about it a lot, and I thought, wow, well, that means I've been around a long time. And during that time, I've gained a lot of friendships, from racers to people in the industry, to manufacturers, to sanctioning bodies. I mean, you name it. And I remember just about everyone that I've come in contact with and have developed that friendship with. The other thing that being inducted into the Motorsports Hall of Fame had me thinking about is this is kind of a celebration for me. I'm a pretty simple man and lived a pretty simple life and lived by a code of ethics that's been pretty simple and straightforward also, and that's really served me well. I feel fortunate to have had the 35 years in the sport and plan to have quite a few more, I hope. But it's been an interesting path. I started out 35 years ago working for BF Goodrich just a couple years after they decided to get into off-road motorsports. I spent 10 great years with BF Goodrich, and at the end of that 10 years I left and I started my own business, a little motorsports marketing company. And I did that for 10 years, and when I started it, my first client was BF Goodrich. And for the past 15 years, I've been working for a great company in South Carolina, Jackson Marketing Group. And just so happens that one of their big clients is BF Goodrich. So I've been extremely fortunate to work for a great brand. It's a brand that together we built relationships with both race teams and drivers and manufacturers and sanctioning bodies. And when you think about it, in today's world, relationships like this just are not common. We've had a relationship with Score International now for 38 years. Sal Fish for, most of those, up until recently when Roger purchased Score, and now we have a great relationship with Roger as well. Rod Hall, the racer, 36 years with BF Goodrich tires. Rob McCachran, I think it's 24 years with BF Goodrich. Ivan Stewart forever. So I'm really proud to be able to represent a company that puts so much value in relationships and into the sport. They've been a brand that has not looked at the industry as what can I get out of it, but also what can I put back. That's what's made me so proud to work for a company like that. So to everyone at BF Goodrich, both past and present, thank you so much. It's been great. My career has allowed me to work with some great stars, absolutely great stars. I mean, who's who in off-road racing over the past years. And many of them are sitting in this room tonight, and many of them are actually inductees into the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. To mention a few, Ivan Stewart, Rod Hall, Parnelli Jones, Walker Evans. From the time I came into the sport, I mean, Walker was, even though he ran on the other tire, he was still someone that I just admired, loved the way that he lived his life and the way that he competed. We became friends years ago, and we're still friends, him and Phyllis both. Some other Hall of Famers, Larry Rossler, Malcolm Smith, Corky McMillan, and the entire McMillan family. What a great family and great friends as well. And I mentioned Rob McCachran, and Rob McCachran's been a really good friend also. And Rob McCachran to me is kind of like some of the pictures on there. He would look pretty young and was pretty young, and he's getting older. And proof of that is that he actually was inducted into the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame 2 years ago, so he beat me here. That shouldn't surprise anyone, that's for sure. I've also had the pleasure of working with some of the greatest, smartest people in the business that have just left their marks on the sport as well. People like Cal Wells, Mickey Thompson, of course Sal Fish, Bill Stropp, Walt Lott, Dick Landfield, and Robbie Pierce. And Robbie's not been around as long as some of the others, but he's definitely leaving his mark also. You know, there's so many people for me to be thankful for, and so many of these people I consider my life friend. We're here tonight because of one person's vision, and that person's vision is Rod Hall, and he's the one that has brought the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame to life because of him, and we should all, before we leave tonight, thank him for what he's done. You know, and it was mentioned about the process to get into the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame is very, very tough to get nominated and then to get voted in. It's not about how many races you won. It's not about the widget you made to make the race car go faster. It's all about giving back to the industry and giving back to the sport. So with that, I want to congratulate every one of the inductees tonight for what you've done for the sport. I've got a special thanks to someone that really hasn't been around that long, probably only 2 or 3 years, but pretty wise for the few years that he has been around. But I want to give a special thanks to Nate Hunt. That's for helping make this a special night for me. He's also had a couple partners in making this happen, and a couple of people that mean so much to me. Great friendship, have always been there to support me, and that's Jeff Cummings. And Marty Fiolka. Marty, are you in here, by the way? Okay. You know, and Sal Fish, you said it better than I can, but you know, thank you so much for the introduction, the friendship, and so many great, great memories we've made together. And finally, the evening would not be complete without me being able to share it with my daughter, Kayla. I love you and thank you for being here tonight. To everyone at BF Goodrich and Jackson Motorsports, I can't ever thank you enough. And I could never put into words what this has meant to me and what my career with you has meant to me. So I thank you both very much. And to all of you out here, thank you, God bless, and good night.